So I was sitting outside soaking up the sun because that's exactly what I need. And I've convinced myself that there is no problem that I have that a little bit of sun and laying in the grass can't help. But I was sitting out here writing and I was, thinking about the dreams that I've had recently. So long story short, last night I had a dream about an elevator. And I know they talk about elevators and like fears and like getting to different levels and all these different things. And there was this girl on the elevator. I never actually saw her until she came out. But then me and this other guy, we were walking up to get on the elevator. And I have this thing about not getting on the elevator when it's too many people on there. Um, just because I have been stuck in an elevator before. It's very brief, but I guess it stuck with me. So anyway, so Bruno, no sir. No sir. So the girl, so anyway, we try to get in the elevator. The elevator opens up and the guy doesn't go in, but I can't see why he didn't go in. And the elevator shut back. And so that was a confusing part. But then, so the elevator starts going up and down and like starts kind of going like turbo speed. And the girl, you can hear her kind of screaming, but it's all kind of like, is this happening? Is this not happening? Um, and so, anyways, eventually the people got there. I guess it was like the fire people, and they got her out, and she was fine, but they had to get her out before she like burst open. And so they got her out, and I just remember reflecting on the dream, and I was like, man, I was watching, and we were wanting to get on the elevator. I was hesitating because I'm like, yeah, it's too many people, and like the experience we were prevented from having by not getting on the elevator. And so, of course, it's like, okay, there's protection away from things that are going places that you think you want to go, but it's going to be like a rocky road, dangerous road. You may not actually want to be on there. There's a different way, because I'm always like, let's just take the stairs. It may take a little longer, but if there's stairs, I'm going to take the stairs. But I thought even harder about it. I remember how I was feeling in the dream, and I was scared. Like I could feel the fear in my body. It was almost like, this is why I don't get on elevators. This is giving me more reason not to trust elevators. All of that type of energy. And so it helped me to realize a lot of the fears that I carry are not my own. They are from observing. I think that's one of the things that we may not even talk about as, people who are quieter, who observe a lot. People tend to think they're more wise. And that kind of does happen because you learn a lot just from watching people and observing them. But you also pick up on their fears. You pick up on, what did I call it when I was writing earlier? It's not guilty by association, but like, uh, it's kind of like the bystander effect of fear, but like not the normal bystander effect. It's just like, yeah, you take on this fear that's not your own and you kind of project it onto yourself like, this is also happening to me. This will also happen to me. And I think about how many things I don't do or how many things I go into super fearful of, anticipating that this too will happen to me. Um, and so, yeah, it definitely gave me kind of a, what this dream was trying to show me was that you're carrying a lot of fears that are not your own, a lot of experiences that are not your own, and they're creating and cultivating these fears that are keeping you from doing things that you want to do, keeping you from getting places that you want to go. And so what does it look like to kind of reframe that information as you think about it? This isn't mine. I don't want that. And letting it go. Um, Now I know that's going to be a process, but that's really what it looks like next for me. Is like, this is not mine to carry. I'm going to let it go. Because I think the other thing is like, you start doing a lot of the work. You start doing the therapy. You do the coaching. You're like, man, why do I still feel like this? Like I thought I was past this. I thought I was over this. And some of it was not yours to dive into or break down. It was somebody else's that you were carrying. And so that's why for me, it feels like it just keeps coming up. But it's more about like, you just keep letting it in. And so having to recognize, one of my things my therapist used to say all the time was, put the fear up to trial, put it on trial, and then go from there. And so what it made me recognize is a lot of things I'm fearful of, especially if you're someone who deals with anxiety a lot more than you'd like to. Um, that needs to become a constant question of, where does this fear come from? Is this mine to carry? Um, and put it up to trial. Is it true or not? because a lot of things happen in the world, but all these things are not happening to you.